Marina gripped the rental car's wheel, just as the heavens opened. Rain shivered across the windows like tadpoles swimming upstream. The windshield wipers were useless. They didn't really wipe anything away. They only moved it somewhere else, leaving dirty half-moon streaks. Croatian clapper music blasted on the radio. The haunting, deep a cappella singing moistened her eyes. Homesickness for the country she'd left washed over her. But this time, she wasn't looking forward to returning. Through the blurry window, she watched village after village pass by. Like her own family's house in Pogtown, every house had a vegetable garden. Vines grew wild and unrestrained, bearing crooked zucchini and dimpled tomatoes that would never be acceptable in American supermarkets. In America, produce was perfect and tasteless. She liked irregular, misshapen things. Maybe it was the pressure she had always felt to be perfect, to live up to her family's reputation as a pillar of the community. Maybe it was the weight of her father's expectations. When she came back home to visit, things always seemed simpler here, but she knew they were just as complicated, in different ways. Her father's words echoed in her head. Sorana is in crisis. Sorana was her family's cheese factory, their livelihood. It was the way they'd made it through Yugoslavia's civil war, the way they'd always made it through tough times. Inside those walls, she felt safe, like nothing could hurt her. It was the one thing she had counted on to remain constant, since everything else had changed. She craved a cigarette, but she didn't want to come home smelling like an ashtray. Despite it being her father's bad habit, he didn't like it when she smoked. Nicola was not the type of man to ask for help, not even from his daughter. On the phone, his voice had frightened her. He was always steady, even during the war. She had felt so helpless. She had booked the next flight out. She dreaded having to explain Marco's absence. They usually arrived in Croatia together, just before the 4th of July, to take advantage of the long American holiday weekend. She knew she was running from one disaster to another, but she hoped this one could be fixed. Pog Bridge emerged, a narrow concrete arch suspended above the sea. The pelting water on the rental car's roof sounded like tiny explosions, raising hairs on her neck.